In business news this evening, opposition political party representatives say that the economic policies being followed by the government to minimize the budget deficit are weak and unfair.
However, government representatives point out that steps must be taken to free the country from its current economic problems. A forum on the proposals of the 2014 budget organised by the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce was held in Colombo yesterday.
If you look at the annual report of the central bank, you will see sometimes capital expenditure cut by 50, 60, even 70%, particularly in areas of health and education. Now, on the other hand, you have to try and increase revenue. So, if you look at where taxes have gone up, and this is a sorry thing, starting from sugar to whether you like it or not, sprats to dal to massive increase in the food tax by 38% for the first 9 months. Right? So there's a whole inequity.
There must be foreign earnings for Sri Lanka. That's an absolutely crucial thing. And I don't think we can be very picky at this stage. We can't be riding the high horse and say we don't want remittances, we don't want tourism, we don't want... That is not an option. Given our situation, we should try our very best.
The ideal solution would have been the introduction of an export market diversification program. If we do so, we can increase the export income, then we can afford more imports. By allowing more imports, we can generate more governmental revenues. We can come out of this vicious cycle. So in order to do this, government should encourage our exporters to take a risk and explore new markets.
අද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ සුපර් මාකට් වල බඩු තිබ්බට වැඩක් නැහැ. මිලදී ගැනීමේ හැකියාව අඩු වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒක වැඩි කරන්න ඕන.
What has happened today is that it is pointless if there are goods in the supermarket because the ability to purchase goods has decreased. This has to be increased. We believe that any expenditure on this is an investment because when the market is active, production increases, trade increases and more jobs are created. Incomes will run on this machine. What is happening now is that incomes are shrinking and people's lifestyles are shrinking. As a result, the market is shrinking. Welcome back, you're watching Newsfirst Primetime News, and up next is Action TV.
The Gajaba Sports Ground in Kirlapana has brought out footballers in Sri Lanka who have gone on to represent the nation in the sport. On the 14th of July, one of the people affected by the sports ground becoming a mosquito breeding ground lamented to Action TV regarding the sorry state of the sports ground.
This sports ground was established in the 1970s. Several sports clubs were established here. There were several prominent sports clubs that were established here. Several national players were also produced at this ground. There were several prominent Sri Lankan national players who started their game here.
Although they reside right next to such a famous sports ground, the talented athletes of the next generation told Action TV about the hardships they face at present.
I am a footballer at Lumbini College, Colombo. I train at the Pedris ground and the Lalit Athulat Mudali ground, which are close to Lumbini College. It's very saddening that there is such a good ground right next to my home, but I cannot train here.
When Action TV first reported on the state of this ground, about 3 months had passed since the Colombo Municipal Council, which is tasked with maintaining this ground, had put up a notice noting that the ground was being closed for renovation. 11 days after the Action TV expose, the Presidential Secretariat addressed a letter to the Secretary of the Gajaba Sports Club, noting that the request to have the ground and pavilion renovated had been forwarded to the Department of Local Government of the Western Province. This letter, addressed by the Department of Local Government to the Municipal Commissioner of Colombo on the 2nd of August, affirms that this request had indeed been forwarded to them. In this letter, the Department of Local Government advises that the ground and pavilion be renovated within 14 days and that the department be informed upon the completion of such renovation. The state of the Gajaba Sports Ground today is far worse than it was when Action TV first reported on the problem.
We are very disappointed. During Chogam, there was major development within the city limits. The municipal council is not paying attention to places like this, which are in the interior. We do not know the reason for this.
Is the reason a reflection of the discriminatory treatment of residents on the fringes of Colombo? Municipal Commissioner of Colombo, once again, this is over to you.
Today marks day 2 of the Inter-Mega Karmanta 2013 Industry and Trade Fair, for which Newsfirst is a media sponsor. Now the Industry and Trade Fair is being held at the Kandy City Centre.
The fair was declared open this morning by Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne. The Prime Minister also declared open an exhibition of photographs depicting day-to-day life and the natural beauty of the region of Tibet, which was organized by the Embassy of the People's Republic of China. We are very happy about the organization of such an exhibition, which gives people the opportunity to express their ideas and opinions and which takes us towards a progressive economy. If there is to be a connection between the people and economic development in the country, we must take steps to develop minor industries. The Inter-Mega Karmanta 2013 Industrial and Trade Fair will be held until the 1st of December at the Kandy City Centre.
Now the 12 finalists for the V Awards 2013, which is just a few days away, have been selected.
And let's take a look at one of the finalists at this year's V Awards.
V Awards 2013.
Srimal Janaka is well known for the social service he has rendered to his village from his youth, with equal love for man, flora and fauna. The service rendered by him towards the education of the children of Hingurak Kadawala in Valisara, in an age when education necessary to face the challenges of the modern world has been limited to the towns and cities, is immeasurable. Some of these children have never seen a computer, let alone being computer literate. Srimal Janaka dedicates his time and labor to ensure a brighter future for them. Srimal Janaka also enables the children to showcase their talents and helps them to use their talents for the benefit of the nation, anticipating no reward in return.
Prominent Turkish businessman Mustafa Rami Kach arrived in Sri Lanka today.
Yes, Rami Kach is currently the honorary chairman of Kach Holding, one of the biggest industrial conglomerates in Turkey. He was elected as the chairman of the International Chamber of Commerce from 1995 to 1996. And now moving on to some sports news, it's cricket. UNICEF has announced recently that recently retired India's iconic cricketer Sachin Tendulkar as its first brand ambassador for South Asia to promote hygiene and sanitation in the region.
That's right, the 40-year-old who has been involved with the organization for almost a decade has been named its ambassador for 2 years.
The legend was shocked by the high number of children dying due to a lack of hygiene. Sachin enlisted dangers of not washing hands after defecation and before eating. He said it was hard to believe that nearly 1/3 around the world did not have access to clean toilets.
Well, that's a wrap from the Newsfirst team for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Arundhati Mudarnayaka.
And I'm Manushka Balasurya. We'll leave you with a look at tomorrow's weather forecast. Good night.
Newsfirst at 9. Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.